Welcome to TMZ Live. Kim G. Kardashian has won a big lawsuit, a legal victory.
When did G become her middle name?
It's greedy.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's what the G
Wow.
is. It is greedy.
Wow.
Because what she did in court.
Hold on. You are loading this up.
Shocking
unfairly.
to me. Shocking to me.
But what he's talking about, and we'll get into whether or not it's actual greed, but there was a guy that Kim was last year, trying to advocate for a death row inmate, a guy named Ivan Cantu. And so she put up that's the inmate, and she put up a social media post about his case. The problem is the photo she put up was of a different man named Ivan Cantu.
Oops.
And that man was very upset, as you could imagine, that he was depicted as a death row inmate, double murderer.
Which means a murderer. So she takes a guy who is living his life, and she puts, how many people does she have on her social media?
I don't know.
Hundreds of millions. How many?
364 million.
364 million people, and she says, that man is a double murderer, and I'm trying to spare his life.
That happened last year. Kim realizes there's a mistake and takes the photo down immediately. But Ivan, the non-murderer Ivan, was very upset and filed a lawsuit against her, a defamation lawsuit against Kim. He lost that lawsuit last year. Now, because he lost it...
Well, hold on, Kim, I just want to explain something. He lost it because she was negligent in putting that picture up of him without doing due diligence to know that it was the wrong person.
Correct, but she did take it down.
Okay, but that's like a bank robber taking the money back to the bank.
Posted a public apology.
Once you steal the money from the bank, taking it back doesn't make it right. And so it's still negligence. And he could have won for defamation, but he didn't allege damage. And you have to show damage as an element of defamation.
That by her putting his photo up, that it cost him something.
And he could have done it, but he just didn't. His lawyer didn't do it right or whatever. And so the case got...
Your argument... I want to jump in.
Your
your argument is that he could have done it. Remember, she posted this on February 26th.
Yeah.
Learns of the mistake on February 26th.
Yeah.
And on her very same platform to 375 million followers, she retracts and posts a public apology to Ivan Cantu for the mix-up.
Okay,
so the same audience got it. It's very hard to prove damages.
Can we get to the absolute injustice? We haven't even gotten to the injustice.
No, we will in a second, but that's just not right. And I'll tell you why it's not right. If somebody said something about you that was untrue, and it was on 365 million people got it, they're going to tell somebody else and tell somebody else. And those people may not be on Kim's Instagram. So when she makes it right, those people are still going to think this guy is a criminal. And so you can't unscramble that.
It's hard to unring the bell in some respects.
Yes.
He's not a public figure. Anyway, he loses the case.
Yes.
Loses the case. So it should be over.
It should be over. But it's not over because
Kim G.
because he
Kardashian.
lost, Kim is allowed to essentially sue him for her attorney's fees.
And she did.
She just won. So that is the new thing here.
How much money,
just
Charles?
happened.
$167,000
that Ivan now must pay Kim, and he has said in court that this will ruin him.
Yeah, look, he's a project manager. He's like, this will absolutely devastate me. She is a billionaire in the lap of luxury. She could have just won the lawsuit and moved on with her life. She made the mistake. Why am I paying her attorney?
She's lucky that he didn't, because he could have. You know this. A lawyer could have crafted that, so there would have been a lawsuit here.
It would have pursued. It would have gone a little further.
She screwed up. She called a guy who's living his life a murderer, and now she wants attorney's fees from this guy.
But she did. There's something to the fact that she... Look,
this is outrageous.
She made a huge mistake, but as soon as she did, she corrected it.
But that doesn't unring the bell.
That's fair. I also want to point out that he waited around a year. It was in February she posted it. He files a year later.
So
that's sort of what you do when behind the scenes you're trying to extract a quick settlement. You send a letter and you say, I'm about to file this lawsuit. You made a big mistake. She said, go ahead and file it. But if you do, Mr. Cantu, and I'm now play acting, she might have said, if you do and I win, I'm going to collect my attorney's fees from you and you're going to be in a worse position.
Yeah, and I would say, so basically you're trying to bully me because
you're trying to shake me down.
You screwed my life up. How did I? You screwed my.
Order,
you called
order,
me Project
order,
Upper murderer
order,
in front of 365
in the
million
court.
people.
And then you got an apology from the hottest woman on the planet 10 minutes
No,
later.
he's got
Enough.
to pay. So now he has to pay
so
this
upset with this.
$167,000. By the way, even though it was basically when he lost it, this was an automatic trigger, right?
Yeah,
That she can get
she's
this.
a prevailing party. She won.
She
gets
didn't
collect
have to
the
pursue
She
it.
could
have waived it.
She could have
Could've
said,
waived
it's all over. Have a nice day. Sorry about the
I will
mistake.
just say this, and to this point, she has not actually collected that money. It is still possible, right, that she could say, never mind. This is a moral victory.
Why would
Well,
she
she's
put
already
him
taken the
through
optics
this?
hit of going after it.
Why
so.
would she put him through this?
Why?
She
why
messed up his life.
But isn't
She had
there
to-
something to sort of sending a message
Yes.
to other people
Yeah,
to
that
not
way-
file,
yeah, she's
to
saying-
not file
Yeah,
what
don't
she
fi-
views as a frivolous lawsuit against her?
If I win,
frivolous.
Well, that's
frivolous.
how
It
her
was
attorneys would
meritless.
describe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put your picture up and said you were on death row, but you weren't. No,
it
I'm
was
sorry.
thrown out at the earliest stage of litigation.
I don't know what that
out, and
dance
she's
was
out
you
of
just
pocket.
did, but you should be on death
It
row
was
for
a
that
Kim
dance.
G dance.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from Atlanta. And honestly, I just feel like, okay, could have been a mistake, yes. However, Kim is a billionaire. You don't need the money. Just do the gracious thing and just let it go. That $167,000 is absolutely nothing. It's chump change to her.
There's a moral victory she got, and maybe she just
Victory.
Wasn't it, how much did Gwyneth take in the scheme?
I think
like $1 or something.
$1.
Yeah.
But this is no victory for Kim. I mean, give me a break, G.
Tiger Woods' medications, that list is going to come out, even though when he got pulled over for the DUI, or not pulled over, when he had the accident and ended up getting a DUI, he was trying to keep that under wraps. He did not want the police to know. He doesn't want it to come out in court what medications
He
was
would not
on.
provide urine for the urine test, and
But
they
now-
don't know exactly what he had in his system, but they want to know what he was taking during that period of
They
time.
want to know what he was prescribed, and a judge has said, you
Fair
can't
game.
fight it, Tiger.
Fair
It's
game.
fair. So that is going to come out now.
Now, you got to remember that in the first go-around with the DUI a few years ago, he had
were-
Dilaudid, Xanax, Ambien, and
Yeah.
one other drug, and Vicodin. So those are powerful drugs. He had those in his system. We don't know what was in his system, but it's something the judge can look at. And remember, he admitted that he had taken drugs earlier that morning.
them, and he told them some drugs, which on the body cam was redacted, right? They censored that, so we couldn't hear.
Right.
But he told them some things, and obviously there are others he didn't want to mention, but now it's coming out.
And then, of course, they find the 2 hydrocodone pills in his pocket.
Right.
There is a little bit of silver lining here. This is only going to be for those involved in the case. Prosecution, Tiger's team.
They're the
law
only ones who are
enforcement
gonna see
officials,
the-
witnesses. You can't get it through a public records request, which I think is the big thing that Tiger's team was hoping would not become public and for everyone to be able to request it. So that, at least that was granted. So
You
it's
know,
not gonna
can I tell
be
you what's
coming out.
interesting about that? And I'm not even taking a position, but it is interesting that if he was under the influence, and
It's
you know,
a public
under
interest.
a different circumstance, had he taken a urine test, that could have been part of the charging document.
Mm-hmm.
So by not taking the urine test and the judge allowing it to be private, I guess what the judge is saying is we don't know if it was in his system, and just because he had drugs doesn't mean he was taking them, and we
Right.
want to protect privacy there. So that's the distinction.
Right.
But this case is going to get a plea bargained, I would think.
You think?
You know,
I mean, again, it's the second time he's been pulled over for, and I know he pled out the first time, but he was, arrested for DUI.
and he was arrested,
previously.
and here he was arrested for DUI because they said his movements were. Although when we watched this,
right.
it didn't seem extreme to me.
No, it did not seem like it on the body cam, and because he didn't take the blood test, we don't know.
Maybe he will fight this, and all they've got is their observation and the video. But when you watch the video, he doesn't seem
Until he's in the back of the car there.
Right.
Then he does seem kind of out of it.
well, maybe a little out of it there too.
Jessica in Las Vegas. Of course, a judge is going to turn around and be like, okay, dude, like, what are you on? Like, who flips their car like that, walks out completely unscathed, and then calls the president? Like, here in Vegas, that's what we call a like typical Vegas driver, because we are like notorious for like our crazy DUI crashes. So every time we see on the news like some kind of wild DUI crash, we're constantly checking for Tiger Woods. Like, of course.
You do not work for the Vegas Chamber of Commerce.
I do not.
Coming up.
Well, the Kevin Hart roast really more than ruffled some feathers.
George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
Bringing up George Floyd and the way he did it was just up.
Be right back.
Well, the Kevin Hart roast is really more than ruffled some feathers. There are people who feel like there are some apologies that need to be issued from some of the comedians, because some of the jokes, and we talked about this yesterday, that they went far and there were some things that definitely made the audience gasp. But the one I think that has the most legs here, that has really, really angered a lot of people, is the one that Tony Hinchcliffe made, where he references George Floyd. This was the joke. We're going to play it for you now. And then we're going to get some reaction not only from George Floyd's family, but from another comedian about what went down at the roast.
You've done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see it did not go over with the audience either. And George Floyd's family is understandably very upset about this. And not only at Tony Hinchcliffe, but actually at Kevin Hart as well.
Because for laughing.
For laughing, and they say for Kevin Hart and any other comedians who were involved and approved this being, because a lot of this is scripted.
Right,
most of them are reading off of a prompter,
right?
Whether they wrote it or not, but they just feel that that's one where someone should have stepped in, whether it be Kevin or another executive producer, to say, no, we're not doing that.
But, you know, we talked about this yesterday, that the comedians now say there's no line and that anything goes and everything's fair game. And the reality is that's not true. And this is an example.
There's always going to be
where
something.
It's just not true. And
by the way, and there was another one where Pete Davidson made a reference to Charlie Kirk.
Right.
That was also had the audience gasping and not really laughing, because it felt in the moment like, okay, I know we're saying there's no line, but guess what? You just found it. Lil Rel Howery, he was not at the roast that night, but he heard about this and he posted about some of these jokes, including the George Floyd one.
Like Tony Hinchcliffe joke about George Floyd didn't make sense to me. It was no reason to bring George Floyd into this. You know, it just was disgusting. I 100% would have booed that and probably walked out. I do think times we are like too sensitive about certain things. Why we just can't agree that bringing up George Floyd and the way he did it was just up and not funny and not needed.
You know, Lil Rel said, what he also said was, look, obviously people who are there, tee off on them. Everyone there knows what the deal is. They signed up for it. When they sit on the dais, you're gonna take those shots.
The people in the audience are not necessarily the collateral damage people.
But he's saying if someone who's not there, like George Floyd,
right,
that should be off limits, and that's what Lil Rel feels.
But the thing about that, and I agree with you. I mean, that was to me just over the line. But there are a lot of people they make jokes about who aren't there, and then the issue is, where's that line? And I think yesterday we were saying, and comedians were saying, no line anymore. But there is a line.
Apparently, yeah, there is. And Kevin Hart laughed pretty heartily at it.
But what about the rest of the audience? Because it was hard to see.
There was some laughter. And I think especially when Kevin started laughing.
Someone did say, though, I forget who said this, but they said that they were there and that when that joke was made, that it was quiet in the room. Like that people were uncomfortable. White people, black people, all the people were in the room were uncomfortable. They were like, I don't know if there was edited laughs in or what it was,
live,
but they were just like, from where I was sitting there, no one was comfortable with that joke. And the sentiment on social media is basically, I know we had Cheryl Underwood on who basically yesterday said it was fine.
Everything goes.
That's not the echo that's being sentiment. That's not the sentiment that's being echoed on social media by the black community.
Kevin hasn't said anything about this
He
yet,
hasn't,
right?
no.
Because, I mean, what you didn't see because it cut off there, but Kevin, they cut to Kevin and it's live, so it wasn't like they edited that. And he was bent over laughing, and he looked at Tony.
Did you guys see what Lonnie Love did say? She, again, was kind of echoing with you. She said, as a longtime comic, I've had to endure these types of white comics on the road and in Hollywood. It's not exhausting, or it's exhausting, it's not edgy, and to try to say it as a white person, you look crazy at a roast.
I think part of what's happening here also is the messenger makes a difference. Tony Hinchcliffe has certainly had his issues where people have accused him of being racist.
For sure.
And so coming from him, I think the George Floyd family still would have had a problem if it was a black comic who did it, but especially from Tony.
1,000%.
But I don't think it's as simple as that, because like Pete Davidson could tell a Kanye West joke and that was just fine.
Well, he's
Kanye also alive.
Well, they're not exactly like this.
No,
they're
but
not.
A white guy telling a joke about a black guy. I mean, it's not one size fits all. Is what I'm
But do
saying.
you think in this situation, George Floyd was somebody who universally no one hated? People hate Kanye, so it's like a totally different
but I don't
situation.
think. First of all, I agree on the George Floyd thing.
Right.
It's appalling. But I don't think it's about, you can tell it if people are hated, because people told jokes about Tom Brady there. They don't hate Tom Brady. They told jokes about Kevin. They don't hate Kevin.
But those things were clearly jokes.
Right, not the inappropriateness of like.
He attempted this to be a joke that wasn't even funny, I think. I mean,
But it wasn't funny.
He said
He said it
because he thought it was a joke.
But it wasn't funny because it didn't land because of the material he was using.
Anybody who
Everyone
would have
loves
told
George
that,
Floyd.
I think anybody who would have told, but it's not about whether you love somebody. It's about whether
It's because, this is the part that made the joke distasteful. He's laughing so hard he can't breathe. Invoke those words that George Floyd can't breathe, and to think that that's going to be a punchline.
Right. Which he did.
Which
he did.
He did.
He laughed. He thought it was funny.
And he did.
was definitely hysterical laughing.
Hi, I'm Aida Pais from Palm Springs, and I'm really surprised more people aren't speaking out on this, especially to see Kevin laugh at all. I think that when you're not funny, you can't make jokes that really land, and you go for shock value, but it's never appropriate time to make a joke about someone who's been murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
fair.
Listen, everyone went for shock value, and I watched most of it last night. It's almost 3 hours long. And there were just as many times that I laughed that I just went like, oh my God, I can't believe they went there.
Coming up.
Sally Field did an interesting interview with People about her son. Sally's son is gay, and she says that he has a theory, which I think this is a joke, and if it's not, some people might be
kind of
offended
sort
by
of
this.
a joke.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ!
I love Sally Field.
I love Sally Field. I remember
movies I grew up watching.
Flying Nun when I was growing up.
I watched that later, but Smoking the Bandit was the thing for me.
First run, Flying Nun.
But Sally Field did an interesting interview with People about her son. Sally's son is gay, and she says that he has a theory, which I think this is a joke, and if it's not, some people might be
kind of
offended
sort
by
of
this.
a joke.
But a theory on why he's gay. This is what you told People.
Well, this is Steel Magnolias. Just a wonderful, wonderful experience. Just, we loved each other, all of us. There's a picture that I have hanging in my little office. It's of Shirley and Julia and Dolly. And on my chest is my little son, Sam, because he was 6 months old. And I'm holding his head because I'm trying to save his ears because it was loud. He was on the set all the time, and my friends took care of him. Sam has always said that that's probably why he's gay.
Okay, it was clearly
Sam's joking, right?
And Sally was joking because...
Well, she's retelling that Sam says this.
But the interesting thing about it, and here's why I'm not saying it's a total joke and dismissing it, is that, you know, there are a lot of people who are gay who never come out of the closet. And they don't come out because, a lot of times, because of the social pressure around them.
They're not in an environment where they feel comfortable.
That's right. Their families kind of suppress it or whatever.
Right.
Sally Fields lived a life where it was easier for people to be who they are. And so it's this whole nurture...
So you're saying that being on the Steel Magnolia set created a safe space for him?
Not for a 6-month-old, but what I'm saying is that she traveled in circles where there was a lot of tolerance, and that he was able to be comfortable with who he was.
Right.
And I think, because a lot of people confuse nurture versus nature, saying, well, it's nurture. No, it's nature, but the nurture part will keep people from either coming out or not coming out. That's what I'm saying.
I see that. I think that's, and I think you're right, that's the environment that he grew up in.
There are, though, these, and I've said this all my life growing up, that there are moments or people or pop culture things that make you feel like, okay, this is like what made me the type of gay I am. For me, it's The Bodyguard. You know, that's the diva type of gay. For him, maybe it's Southern women who, you know, celebrating.
I don't think it's necessarily about movies, but
well, it's like a pop culture moment.
I'm going to bow out on the type of gay conversation because I'm not going to say I didn't know that was a thing.
No, you know, you definitely.
Oh, are you doing the no?
No, I'm just saying I didn't know that you could be a type of gay.
I think he's doing the no.
I just thought you're either gay or you're not gay. I didn't know that there were types.
There's definitely subcategories of gay.
Okay. Well, I'm here to be educated. That's fine.
Are you?
Hi, I'm Lauren from Orlando, Florida. As a mother to a son myself, I really hope that my son speaks as fondly about me as Sam does Sally Fields one day. Something in the article really stood out to me. He said that she would let him like be angry and even fight with her at times. And I really feel like that is a testament to what you guys were saying. Like she creates an environment where he can be authentic. And I feel like that creates their close relationship. As for Steel Magnolias turning him gay, like, I don't know if that's how it works, but if I was around all those queens as role models so young, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know.
Yes, I watched Steel Magnolias. I loved it. It was a very sad movie at the end.
But no, you know.
The Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is about to come out, and they have revealed their cover girls. Yes, because as become the custom, there are multiple people, but Alix Earle.
Look at no, but we should mention.
Yeah, okay, Alix Earle,
right?
And then also Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff. Look at Hillary Duff. But look what's coming. Wait till you see this.
Nicole Williams-English,
beautiful.
to Larry English, football
now,
player.
Tiffany Haddish. She looks amazing.
What's going on, Tiff?
Looks good.
You can see more at swimsuit.si.com. And it is available on select newsstands May 14th, and you see it everywhere May 26th.
This is shocking for her, too. I mean,
surprise,
I feel like we haven't seen Tiffany
because she
in this
doesn't
element.
wear, like...
That's not her
No, she's always just, like, been flattery with her, like, comedy, but
God,
seeing her like this...
look amazing.
She looks incredible.
Now,
I think
let's go back to Alix Earle.
Now, let's get to Alix Earle because
go back to Alix
there are other issues with Alix Earle. She's in the middle, of course, this big feud with Alex Cooper.
Yeah, but this is in your face, Alex Cooper.
Yes, you definitely view it that way. And she was on the Today Show this morning, Alix Earle, to talk about SI, but you know what they wanted to talk about.
Seems to be a bit of online beef there. What's actually happening? What's really going on?
You know, well, I'm trying to keep things pretty positive today. You know, we don't have that much time here, honestly. And also, you know, it's like, why ruin such a good day with something not so great, you know? Positive vibes.
But is there some sort of legitimate contentiousness, or has it all been exaggerated?
No, it's exaggerated. I love everyone.
Okay.
First of all, Craig should have said to her, "Oh, don't worry, we have time."
I love.
No, we got time.
I think Craig is great, but I love when they are, you know, like, well, we just need to ask a legitimate question about.
It's a serious topic.
And then she won't bite. So then he tries this follow-up.
Right, tries to follow up.
But they do it in a kind of newsy way.
Right.
Yeah, I'm proud of Craig on this
But,
one.
but it's all the same game.
He's definitely trying to get the drama for us, but she answered well. I feel like.
Yeah.
But it is in your face, Alex Cooper,
Oh,
right?
100%. I mean, Alex Cooper's not really a model, though. So I feel
No, I know, but it's a flex.
For sure. I mean, look at her. She looks insane.
I still think of all of them because it's just such a surprise.
All of who?
It's a fun
Of
group.
all the covers.
All the covers.
Of all the
four
covers,
people,
right.
I think Tiffany Haddish wins.
Oh, it's definitely the big surprise. Yeah.
They're all amazing.
We were just talking to her yesterday.
I know.
And I didn't hear her say anything about
She didn't
this.
say a
Wanda
word.
said
What?
She did
She
mention
didn't
it.
say
She
a word.
buried the lead.
I
hear
was
it.
standing right next to her. I didn't
too.
hear her say anything.
Me too.
She was just trying to get a dinner out of us.
You want to, yeah, you.
No, she was trying to get a dinner out
you
of me.
You scrammed, but then we
No. She asked me.
We talked, and
I
I
would
said,
have gone to dinner.
I'm going to dinner with her. I'm taking your credit card. That was the deal we made.
Coming up.
King Charles and a knight hanging out. And Rod Stewart has some feelings about what he saw King Charles do when he came to America.
Put that little ratbag in his place.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. We've got King Charles and a knight hanging out.
Is this like walking into a bar?
Yeah, so King Charles and a knight. This one happens to be a world-famous singer also, Rod Stewart. So Rod Stewart and also you see Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones there. They're greeting the king at an event over in the UK. And Rod Stewart has some feelings about what he saw King Charles do when he came to America, when he addressed Congress, when he was at the White House.
Well, we should say, he and Donald Trump are buddies. They are clearly buddies who really like each other. They get along.
They must, because King Charles...
they do.
Because, as we said, King Charles was kind of funny and took some jabs.
He was hysterical, actually.
That he wouldn't take unless they actually do get along.
But they interact in a way. They are, it's well known. They're actually friends.
So you're saying that they're friends. Rod Stewart saw their interaction a little bit differently, because listen to what he said to King Charles at this event.
Hello, sir. May I say well done in the Americans? You were superb. Absolutely superb. Put that little ratbag in his place. Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. That's it.
I don't think Charles.
So Rod Stewart
Charles didn't hear it.
You don't think Charles heard what Rod Stewart said?
I don't think he heard him say dirtbag.
I mean, the problem is we can't hear ratbag. We can't hear what the king said back to him.
I don't think he heard it, but if he would have heard it, it would have really made him uncomfortable.
Yeah, you put the king in a tough position then, right?
Yeah.
Because it makes him then have to defend Donald Trump, and that's awkward.
I mean, what does he say to that?
Right. It's
what can you say?
He's not a rat,
But
whatever.
what's interesting, whatever the king said, Rod's follow-up was, oh, yeah, it went right over his head. So the king said something.
Right.
I think Rod was saying it went over the king's head. And it was
no, Rod was saying to King Charles, it went right over his head.
Right. You'd love to know what the king said.
I don't think anybody knew what anybody was saying.
No, I don't think so either. They were all,
they're
very
all
old
just
men.
old and confused.
Very old
men.
man.
But Rod
This is true.
Stewart put Charles in a bad
tough
position.
spot.
I mean, it really is a tough spot.
But
I mean, Rod and Trump used to be friends too. They were.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of photographs of them. They were friends. Yes.
Really?
Fact.
Really?
Yes.
How?
Why would Rod Stewart and...
I don't know. I've seen photographs.
You sure
of
these
them
weren't AI photos?
Let me search.
Yeah, you do a little research there, and then we'll get back to you.
Okay, you and then you.
Hello there, my name is Ian. I am from the great mountain city of Frostburg in Maryland, and I think Rod Stewart calling Trump a, quote, ratbag is objectively one of the most British ways to insult somebody. But in the same breath, I think him praising King Charles, who has his own past with racially insensitive comments, is very odd.
That is true. Some people have said that the royal family...
out of touch.
Is a bit out of touch when it comes to race, but
you find
interesting.
anything?
Look, old, fine.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah.
Good memory, Babcock.
Wow.
Prevagen.
Well, while Kanye West was on the minds of several comedians during the Netflix Is a Joke festival, turns out he was in the audience watching, in particular, at Kevin Hart's roast. Now, it was held at the Kia Forum, large venue, so I don't even know if the people on stage knew that Kanye was there because it wasn't like he had front row seats. Looks like he was up in a box somewhere, but he was there, and here's his reaction, or lack thereof, when he was mentioned.
Tony Hinchcliffe is here, looking like both a child molester and the doll they give the child to show where he touched them. Kill Tony! Please, someone, kill Tony. Tony, nothing you say tonight will hurt my feelings. I was in a beef with Kanye, so I've taken shots from better gay Nazis. What's left of Lizzo is here.
He got the last laugh.
I mean, he was the butt of a few jokes, and obviously you expect him to have some reaction, but then again, it's Kanye West. I don't know if I've ever seen him laugh. Have you?
I would expect some reaction out of that. Yeah, we've seen him laugh.
Yeah, I mean, he's just stonewalled. But the other interesting thing is that did Netflix not know he was there? Because I would imagine if they knew he was there, they would pan to him and try to get his reaction.
They'd try to get a shot of him?
So
it's entirely possible. Where he and Bianca are, what is Bianca wearing?
Nothing much.
What was that?
I mean, that's usually what she wears, right?
I have a problem with this.
They may not have known he was there.
I just have a problem with this. It's like if Nick Fuentes went to an event and said, "Oh, I've seen the light. I'm not going to be racist anymore." I mean, are people going to like accept him and go to his speeches?
Well, I have no idea. It would be nice to see him actually at least say it.
I hope he does. I mean, if he did, I wouldn't buy it. But
right.
But you have a problem with him going to the roast?
No, I just have a problem with Los Angeles, that Kanye can fill stadiums, big stadiums, where in England...
Hold on, were you expecting, like, as he's walking to his seats, that people were going to stand up and boo?
No, but it's like he's part of the crowd again. And it's like, all these people are coming out and saying, I ride with Kanye because he was good to me in the past and everything else. And it's like...
But listen, you can completely disagree with his views. The man's allowed to go out in public.
No, he's totally allowed to go out in public.
He's allowed to go sit at an event.
It's not even so much that. I've just been thinking about, every day somebody comes out and says, yeah, I ride with Kanye because Kanye was good to me back in the day. But it's like the things he's been saying over the last 3 years or so have been so awful that, and if it was once, I get it, but over and over, and then making it worse and worse and worse. And then all of a sudden he has an album coming out, so it's like, oh, I apologize, I'm really sorry. And then I've got a concert tour, puts an ad in the Wall Street Journal. And it's like, and everybody, okay, well, he did what he did.
Your problem has to be with all the people that filled up SoFi, not the fact that he went to the roast.
No, it's not even the going to the roast. It just brought back that people lately have been coming out and saying, no, I'm always riding. Yeah, I'm always riding with Kanye. And it's like, if it was Nick Fuentes, it's kind of the same thing. And it's just hateful. I'm sorry, I just got triggered.
Coming up.
Katy Perry, one of her hit songs, is about Josh Groban. Now, I just found out today that Katy Perry and Josh Groban dated, and Josh Groban just got engaged. So what was Katy Perry's reaction? Check out this post and listen to the song.
Be right back.
I think one of the big shockers in pop music history was when people found out that Alanis Morissette's song, You Ought to Know, was about Dave Coulier. They're just like, what? Dave Coulier generated that kind of anger?
I didn't know that until you just said it.
You just found that out?
I had no idea.
It's about Dave Coulier. Anyway,
I didn't know.
In that same realm, we just discovered,
really?
I believe, that Katy Perry, one of her hit songs, is about Josh Groban. Now, I just found out today that Katy Perry and Josh Groban dated back in the day.
They dated?
Yeah. Well, we're both learning here.
2009.
2009, and Josh Groban just got engaged. So what was Katy Perry's reaction? Check out this post and listen to the song. The song is The One That Got Away. And
wait a minute, she's saying that?
I guess she's pouring a celebratory drink for them.
What?
Or maybe she's crying into a drink.
Wait a minute, she's dating Justin Trudeau.
Right.
And she's saying that
She's
It's
joking.
a joke.
She
And
was laughing as she was.
She put congrats. I mean, obviously they still are on okay terms, and kind of like you said, she admitted that she wrote this song, or at least that it was inspired by her brief fling with Josh Groban. He was later asked about it, and he was like, "What?" Like he said, he nearly spit out his coffee because in her song it has specifics like, "We made out in your Mustang" to Radiohead. He's like, "I don't have a Mustang." And then it talks about like, "We got matching tattoos." He's like, "I don't have any tattoos."
You know, little creative license.
It's a great song. It was a massive hit, so he should be honored.
Wait a minute, but I'm sorry. That song was
song
about Josh Groban.
Yeah.
But then what? Then I don't understand. Why is she making up Mustangs and tattoos? Because it doesn't sound like it's about
It was
Josh.
inspired because it's the one that
Inspired.
got away, like the good guy that you should have been with, but for whatever reason it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And he was shocked
People
that it
were
was
doing
about
this
him.
long before Taylor Swift, all right?
Yes.
Can I tell you one of my big regrets?
Oh, you missed somebody?
No, I don't think I've ever told you this.
Uh-oh.
One of my big regrets was when I was in law school, I got a
Mustang?
a 65 Mustang. And it was such a great car. And I told my dad to sell it when I went back to Chicago. And I so regret selling that car because I loved that car so much.
I think it's really interesting that you think you've never told that story before.
Have I told you that
'Cause
story?
I know all about
What
the
color was the Mustang?
I don't remember the color.
Red.
No, it was an odd color for me.
Oh.
It was a yellow Mustang with black interior.
Oh, like a bumblebee.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
Oh.
Anyway.
You want to write a song about it?
R.I.P. to the Mustang.
The one that got away.
Tattoo on my Mustang.
Hi, this is Lex from New York, and all I'm saying is if any of my friends posted something like this, I would probably be signing them up for a media training boot camp and reminding them of their own relationship, because I just don't think anybody who refers to somebody as the one that got away is sending any sort of good vibe towards your future marriage, but at least she didn't make it awkward or anything.
Wait a minute,
you know?
her future marriage or his or Josh's?
His future marriage, even if it's a joke. Yeah, if you think someone's the one that got away.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's like if you were Justin Trudeau, how you going to
Justin
feel?
would be upset.
How you going to feel?
Not so much Josh's
That's right.
fiance.
That's right. Because she got him.
True.
Coming up.
Well, when you've decided that you don't want to be a real-life princess, where do you go?
You become a Disney princess.
You become a Disney princess. That's what Meghan Markle and Harry and Meghan's mom and the kids all did for a nice day down at Disneyland.
Mommy, could we have lived in a castle at some time?
Be right back.
Well, when you've decided that you don't want to be a real-life princess, where do you go?
You become a Disney princess.
You become a Disney princess. That's what Meghan Markle and Harry and Meghan's mom and the kids all did for a nice day down at Disneyland. I can't imagine how they move around Disneyland. Like, it just seems...
But there's nobody around them, so it looks like they just cordoned it off for them because there are no people.
Did they... Yeah, what?
There are no people.
Did they just go, like, super early
I don't know, but no, they must have...
They definitely didn't buy out the whole park. We know that didn't happen.
They said, you do know we're royalty.
That's really weird. You're right. There are no other people around.
Zero. They're cordoned off. Look at that.
I mean, I'm sure
that's a guy in a hazmat uniform over there.
No, that's a stormtrooper, dude.
Oh.
It's not a hantavirus guy.
Oh, I got it confused. I'm sorry. It looked like it to me.
But yeah, that's just kind of weird. I mean, I'm sure they had like the red jacket escorts, but there's a couple of people around there, but interesting.
Mommy, could we have lived in a castle at some time?
Mommy, how does someone get to be a princess? Never mind. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Hi, I'm Deja from Baltimore. You know, these two have had a really hard time in the media, so it comes as no surprise that they've decided to keep their private life private. But I'm just glad that they've been able to go out in the world, take their kids out to Disneyland, and let their kids get some normal things, you know, pretending they're not actual royalty, actual princes and princesses themselves, and go see Disney princesses like all the other kids.
Yeah,
So
except all the other kids weren't there because there's nobody around them.
But the thing is, I mean, they are princes and princesses, aren't they?
I think they're exes. No, I mean,
not Harry, but I think his
have
kids...
you ever seen people at Disneyland where there are no people around them? Zero people,
I mean,
except the hazmat guy.
No.
What else you guys want to talk about?
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm from Leeds in the UK, and I'm talking about Kim Kardashian today. I am so gagged at how messy this was. She was posting about an inmate on death row, and she posted the wrong guy. Talk about making a mess up on social media, babes. And she's managed to turn the whole thing around, and now he owes her 167 grand. I'm loving it.
Can you keep talking?
Yeah, we just want to hear more commentary.
All night, baby.
Okay, one more.
Hi guys, I'm Allegra from Sleepy Hollow, and I'm talking about Tiger Woods today. I just have to say, it's 2026. Nobody should be drinking while they're impaired, especially Tiger, and especially when rideshare apps are so readily available. So I do hope that Tiger gets the help that he needs, and maybe like a really good full-time chauffeur. I think Tiger needs to step away from the steering wheel.
You know, can I say?
It's not just bad luck. It's
not bad luck. It's a habit. But the thing that I think is maybe the most troubling is he doesn't seem out of it. I mean, he may be impaired, but he doesn't seem out of it. So
before the tests, he's walking around.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's not that he's so out of it that but it's not that he's so out of it that he can't make a conscious decision. I shouldn't be driving. He knows he took the pills,
right?
But he's still driving.
But he doesn't.
After what happened,
he doesn't connect that it's somehow going to affect his reflexes.
But it happened to him before.
Right.
Twice.
Twice, indeed.
I mean, it's so easy to get a driver if you're Tiger Woods.
It's the thing that everybody thinks every time you see a celebrity DUI. Listen, the only explanation that I've ever heard is just that the whole point of being impaired is you make bad decisions. It seems obvious to us when you're watching it and you're in your right mind.
How many times has he done this when he didn't get in an accident?
God only knows.
Coming up.
Okay, Jacob and Charlie go to the White House. They are ensconced in D.C. They got their press credentials. Jacob, who complains about everything, is complaining about the sun. Now it's too hot in D.C. This is Jacob on the south lawn of the White House.
Be right back.
Okay, Jacob and Charlie go to the White House. They are ensconced in D.C. They got their press credentials for Congress, and now they're at the White House. And Jacob, who complains about everything, is complaining about the sun. Now it's too hot in D.C.
So they're out. This was as the president was leaving to begin his trip to China.
This is Jacob on the south lawn of the White House.
Wait, is he using the stool to cover up from the heat?
From the sun.
I'm telling you. The stool is supposed to be.
No, I know.
I know. Stand up and get a decent shot.
To his credit, he did ask Trump a question.
I know how much you value loyalty. Are you comfortable with people serving in the military if they personally oppose the Iran war or you?
It doesn't mean I'm happy about it, but I live with a lot of different.
I couldn't make out what he said. I live with a lot of different.
I think people just getting
different viewpoints or something.
People getting pissed off at him or whatever.
Yeah.
At least he asked a question.
Yes.
But lose the hat, dude. I mean,
I hope he took that hat off before he asked the question.
Oh God.
But there's Charlie's hat.
Blocking the camera.
Blocking everyone's camera view. Great. So now everyone in the press corps is going to hate him.
We've got to call them, guys.